He comes from a family of policemen. Now he's here in Toronto as a member of the police force, and he's making a difference in the community.
A theater performance on the streets during Holy Week on a remote island in southern Luzon.
Here's some good news for skateboarding enthusiasts. We're replaying that feature in response to numerous requests. Plus, your weekly serving of juicy tidbits. Stay with us and get all the exciting details in just a while. I'm Eric Angelo. Welcome to BrunchTV.
I'm Erica Stepatcher. Sit back, relax, and share some brunch with us.
Today on our segment on life and style, to give way to skateboarding enthusiasts who missed the segment last time, we bring you a replay of that feature as we once again take a closer look at the thrills and pearls of skateboarding. On our personality, we will meet Constable Renato Valdez, a Filipino who is a full-fledged member of the Toronto Police Service. A salute to Constable Valdez for making all Filipinos proud. Plus, your regular showbiz tidbits for those who want to know the latest and juiciest from the entertainment scene. People, places, happenings, interesting, exciting, and colorful features and stories, all mixed up in one healthy serving of a show.
In the Philippines, Holy Week is observed with the passion, forgive the pun. But like many Filipino religious festivals, it is done with theatrical flair.
In the island of Marinduque, in southern Luzon, is Holy Week, a week-long reenactment of the Passion of Christ. And performers do this with what they call a Moryonan, a mask. Let's unveil the curtain on this unique folk religious festival. Marinduque is known as the heart of the Philippines. If you take a second look at the map of the Philippines, you can find Marinduque right at the geographical heart of the archipelago, smack at its very bosom. Yet, the metaphorical allusion does not end there. The island shape follows the contours of a heart. In the Philippines, Holy Week is observed with a fervor that mixes serious reverence leaning toward traditional Catholic practices on one hand, and folk beliefs bordering on the mystical on the other hand. And it is on this season that Marinduque becomes the focus of attention that spans the whole week with its most famous Moryones festival, locally known as Moryonan.
Kaya yung mga yan ay panata ng mga taong taga Marinduque, buong Marinduque. Nag-umpisa sa amin sa bayan ng Magpugyan. Kaya nga, ang panata na yan ay tuwing Lunes Santo hanggang Linggo de Pascua. Kaya yung Linggo de Pascua na yung tinatawag na pugutan. Pero simula ng Lunes Santo, ang mga tao na yan ay talaga nagdadamit ng kanilang pinakamagandang moryon. Iyan ay taon-taon, dinadayo ng mga dayuhan, dinadayo rin ng mga taga-ibang bansa.
Once again, in a tradition that have been annually practices for more than 100 years now, men called Moryons, some are women if you can discern the difference, appear on the 6 towns of Marinduque, wearing costumes and masks replicating the garb of biblical Roman soldiers as interpreted by local folks. Moryon means mask or visor, a part of the medieval Roman armor which covers the face. Moryones, on the other hand, refers to the masked and costumed penitents who march around town for 7 days, searching for Longinus. Moryons roam the streets in town from Holy Monday to Easter Sunday, scaring the kids or engaging in antics or surprises to draw attention. This is a folk religious festival that reenacts the story of Saint Longinus, a Roman centurion who was blind in one eye.
Paglinggo, yun ang highlights ng Moryones. Ngayon, hinahabol nila si Longhino dahil pag nahuli nila, kukunin nila dahil ang highlights noon ay pugutan. Ngayon, dahil si Longhino ay siya ang sumaksak kay Jesus sa tagiliran dahil hindi siya naniniwala sa Diyos. Ngayon, dahil bulag siya, noong huling yon, tumalsik sa mata niya na bulag. Then, naniwala na siya dahil nakakita siya uli. Ngayon, nung nakakita siya dahil against yun doon sa army, hinuli siya at pinugutan siya sa publiko. Yun ang highlights ng Moryones.
The festival is characterized by colorful Roman costumes, painted masks and helmets, and brightly colored tunics. The towns of Boac, Gasan, Santa Cruz, Buena Vista, and Mopog in the island of Marinduque become one gigantic stage. The observances form part of the Lenten celebrations of Marinduque. The Moryones, or Moryonan tradition, has inspired the creation of other festivals in the Philippines where cultural practices or folk history is turned into street festivals.
Holy Week, it's definitely more fun in the Philippines, isn't it?
Some say it's better seen up close. Why don't you go and visit Marinduque sometime in March or April next year and be proud of this colorful tradition of the Moryones Festival. Speaking of being proud, let's meet a member of the Toronto Police Force who is also like you and I, proudly Pinoy. Don't go away. We'll be right back in just a moment.
Senator Cheese Escudero and Hart Evangelista go public with their relationship. The now annulled senator and the Kapuso actress finally came out and admitted their relationship on national television. After being introduced by Senator Miriam Defensor Santiago, Senator Cheese and Hart were attracted to each other and would talk for hours on the phone. They were always spotted enjoying each other's company in posh restaurants. After going public with their relationship, the two now prefer to keep details private as they claim they are still enjoying the moment. The senator is running for re-election next year. Hollywood actor Zac Efron looking for a Filipino girlfriend? Hollywood heartthrob Zac Efron was recently in the Philippines to promote a local clothing brand that he endorses. It was Zac's first visit to the country, but he felt so at home. He was all praises for the Filipino hospitality and the beautiful Filipinos he saw. When asked if he has a girlfriend, Zac teased his fans and said his next girlfriend could very well be another Filipino. Remember that Vanessa Hudgens, his ex, is half Filipino.
Dentistry at Cooksville. Dental care for the whole family. Dentistry at Cooksville. Located at 47 Dundas Street West, Mississauga, Ontario. Telephone number 905-277-2400. In the Philippines, people do not have a good image of the local police. In fact, they are ridiculed by some and feared by others. That's why when we hear something good about a Filipino who is a policeman, it's always something to celebrate. To top it off, this Pinoy is doing very well indeed as a member of the Toronto Police Force. On our Spotlight segment, let's meet Constable Renato Valdez.
The Toronto Police Service is the largest municipal police service in Ontario and third largest police force in Canada after the Royal Canadian Mounted Police and the Ontario Provincial Police. It has more than 5,000 officers and over 2,000 civilian employees. Its officers are among the best paid in Canada. Proudly wearing the TBS badge is a Filipino who has spent 7 years as frontline officer responding to high-risk dispatch calls. Meet Constable Renato Valdez of the Toronto Police Service. Valdez came to Canada in 1997. He was not spared from the many challenges new immigrants face in a foreign country.
The first job that I had was working in a warehouse in a freezer department. Coming from a warm, very warm country, and you come here and you work all day in the freezers like minus 15. It's different. There's a time that you gotta ask yourself. I ask myself, where am I? Why am I doing this? And then eventually, as you struggle through life, you learn a lot of things, and then you leave those behind and you move on.
After working for years in different establishments, he decided to go back to school and register at the Ontario Police College. He took up a 4-month training course and successfully graduated along with 400 aspiring police officers in Ontario.
My very first day was actually in January. It's a winter time, and I was assigned to a primary response unit. Yun yung unit na we response to 911 calls from emergency calls. All emergency calls were the first one. were the first officers to arrive. And then from then, the investigation starts. So I did that for almost 7 years. Actually, in this area, this division, 54 Division. And then when this position comes up, I applied for it and then I successfully get it.
Constable Valdez is a liaison officer. As such, he is responsible for solving community issues brought up by Filipinos, Koreans, Vietnamese, and other ethnicities in Toronto's multicultural environment.
So what I do with those communities is I coordinate events with them. If they have something, if they have some issues with their community, I try to go in there and talk to them and try to resolve them. And we sometimes recommend solutions of their minor problems. That's what we do before it becomes big and becomes a problem with the police.
Tolerance and multiculturalism are the key values being espoused by the members of the Toronto Police Force in their approach to keeping the peace.
Today we're launching what we call language line. We have almost 190 languages in the city. So most people, especially the immigrant communities, they hesitate to call the police. But here we try to encourage the members of the community that even though they don't speak English, they can call 911. And they can be connected to a language line. So whatever they speak, any language that we have in the city, it can be accommodated by the police. They can access the police anytime, 24 hours, 7 days a week.
Today, after 9 years in the Toronto Police Service, Constable Valdez wears his badge with pride, always conscious of the fact that whatever he does reflects on his fellow Filipinos.
This is really a job that you have to put your heart on it. It's like a vocation, it's a calling. If you really want to help the community, this is the right job for you. That's why I'm encouraging the rest of our community here, especially the Filipinos, that if you are interested to becoming one officer one day, you can just give me a call and you can email me whatever you want, and I will try to help the community.
Serving as a model for fellow Filipinos, not only in Toronto, but also for his fellow peacekeepers in the Philippines. He pursues his job with total dedication, driven by his love for the community and passion for his work. A task that he loves, knowing that he is making a difference in the community that he serves. We salute you, Constable Renato Valdez.
Don't you wish we had more policemen like Constable Renato Valdez? I mean, not just here in Toronto, but in the Philippines, where they surely need men like him in the police force. When we come back, we're bringing you the segment that everyone's been asking about, skateboarding. So don't change that channel. We'll be right back in just a moment.
Thy Womb, now a Metro Manila Film Festival official entry. After Mga Kwento ni Lola Basyang backed out of the chosen 8 official entries in the MMFF 2012, Thy Womb has been chosen as a worthy replacement. Unitel and Studio 5's Mga Kwento ni Lola Basyang backed out of the festival due to the time constraint and was fined 500,000 pesos. Thy Womb, which originally did not get the nod of the screening committee, will now be shown all over Metro Manila during the Christmas season. Its director, Brillante Mendoza, is happy with the recent development. So is the superstar Nora Honor, who plays the main lead. She has 2 movies showing in the MMFF this year. So is it going to be Nora Honor versus Nora Honor in the Best Actress category? American Idol finalist Jessica Sanchez joins the cast of Glee. It is confirmed that Jessica Sanchez, that Filipino-American American Idol Season 11 first runner-up, will join the cast of the hit musical Glee. Jessica, who recently visited and performed in the Philippines, will be the second Filipino to join the cast of Glee after international singing sensation Charisse Pempengo.
Be equipped with standard knowledge and skills. Be a frontline healthcare career worker. Ontario Healthcare Academy. Your home, your mentor, your future. 5359 Dundas Street West, Suite 200, Etobicoke, Ontario. With telephone number 416-236-7277.
When we first aired this segment on skateboarding, we got good feedback from enthusiasts as well as parents who are concerned of the dangers of this thrilling sport.
Now, a lot of people who missed it, and even those who saw it, have been requesting us to air it once again. Your wish is our command here on BrunchTV, and we're airing that segment once again. One word of caution. If you're a novice, please have professional guidance when trying this cool and edgy sport of skateboarding. It's dangerous and risky. It can also claim your life. Hey, did we say it's also cool and extremely thrilling? Welcome to skateboarding. Skateboarding is a widely popular sport with a large following of passionate fans, ranging from these young novices who are just beginning to learn how to handle a skateboard to older professional riders who get paid to showcase their talents. What's the thrill? What do these young skaters get from this sport?
I got into it because I love it. It's the greatest thrill, the most fun I've ever had in my whole life. It never gets old. Occasionally get hurt, some injuries, some broken bones here and there, but it's well worth it in the end. The thrill of skateboarding for me can be found in doing the really hard tricks and the really cool things, but it's also found in just rolling down the street. There's nothing I like more than a really smooth road and just going as fast as I can. My parents know that when I'm skateboarding, I'm out of trouble. I don't get involved with the police. I don't do drugs. I don't fight. It's just, I feel safe at the skate park, skateboarding, and it's a great exercise. I really enjoy it. It's fun. I learn a new trick like almost every day.
In the best moments, the rest of the world sort of falls behind, and it's not as important as what you're doing in that moment, and it's really a great feeling.
By the mid-1970s, enthusiasts rode their boards low and smooth, and skateboarding was taken from being a hobby to something serious and exciting. Skaters made skateboarding even more edgy in the public eye and added a strong anti-establishment sentiment that still remains in skateboarding today. As this new style of low-to-the-ground skateboarding was catching on, a skater named Ollie invented a maneuver that gave skateboarding another revolutionary jump.
The Ollie is when you ride on your skateboard, you hit the tail, and you leave the ground and land back on the board and roll away. The Ollie started first on transitions like pools and also ramps. What happened was skateboarders were rolling on the surface and they noticed that sometimes when they were able to lighten up and kind of loft their board, they were able to ride up in the air and then ride back down on the ground or back into the pool or whatever that they were skating on. So the modern street Ollie has been developed from those basic maneuvers. A vert Ollie kind of requires the bottom of your feet and guiding your board into the air and then guiding it back onto the ramp and just learning how to do it, basically learning how to do an air without using your hands. So the modern street Ollie has been developed from those same techniques.
Yes, skateboarding has come a long way since those early days in Southern California, producing worldwide celebrities and millions of fans over the years. Far from an obscure underground movement, today, kids and adults all over the world skate for both fun and sport.
Skateboarding really is whatever you want it to be. So you get kids who really look at it as a sport and they really put a lot of athletic thought into it. You have other people that look at it as a true art form, and the beauty of it is it can be all of those things and it can be more.
While skaters are coming up with new tricks all the time, boards are also continuing to evolve as companies try to make them lighter and stronger or try to improve on their performance. Since its introduction as a recreational sport, skateboarding has seen changes in the design and improvement of manufacturing materials, especially the polyurethane wheels, which has made the skateboard more maneuverable. Some skateboards can reach up to speeds of 40 miles per hour, and a variety of tricks can be performed on them. This has added a thrill factor to the sport. In fact, its inherent instability adds to the excitement of skateboarding.
We have lots of great brands. We also have our own brand. We have different designs. We have a contest every year. So then, of course, we sell all name brand trucks and products and helmets, all the safety equipment, everything required for someone to skateboard. Yeah, I think skateboarding is increasing every day, you know, and especially because we're the largest indoor facility in Ontario. There are so many more programs we have here with our camps that parents are happy to drop their kids off and, you know, be in a safe environment. There's not a lot of indoor parks, unfortunately.
Even with the new technology that has made skateboarding more maneuverable, let's not forget that skateboarding is one of the most popular extreme sports in existence. Like you might imagine, a lot of people get hurt in skateboarding. Because the device is not fastened to the user, it can fly away and become dangerous to anyone in its path. At 40 miles per hour, novice riders have little control over their direction and cannot come to a quick stop when necessary. At this speed, risks are clear. Even at lower speeds, loss of control frequently results in painful and even severe injury.
Well, when I just got into vert skateboarding, just over there on that side of the ramp, I managed to somehow squish my eyebrow between the ramp and my helmet, and I had to get stitches. Just a couple months ago, maybe almost a year ago, I landed on my face and I chipped my front tooth, so half of that isn't actually my natural tooth.
A lot of times, like, you hit your ankles on the board and your hips, and I broke my arm one time. My mom isn't very happy. She doesn't like us skateboarding very much because she's scared we're gonna get hurt, but my dad, he's fine with it because, yeah, he thinks that it's good for our experiences.
Yeah, it happens. I've had a broken arm and a few sprains, but, you know, that's part of any sport that we do, so I don't see a problem with it. I mean, it's like anything else. We surf, we go diving, or you get hurt anyway.
As a parent, I've come across so many challenges with other parents who believe that skateboarding has a lot of negative there's a lot of negative behavior that happens with skateboarding, which it's, in my opinion, the complete opposite. Skateboarding just brings so many children together, and it's not competitive like some of the other traditional sports. They do it on their own free time, and they just have so much fun with it without having the structure of a organized sport or activity.
What safety gear do you need when skateboarding? To protect yourself while skateboarding, you should always wear proper safety gear. Helmets should be snug but not too tight to provide proper protection. It should not slide around on the head or obstruct the hearing or sight of the user. Safety pads should be worn on the knees, elbows, and wrists at all times, and wearing long clothing and closed-toed shoes will provide protection as well. Pads or clothing should not interfere with movement while skating. In addition to wearing safety gear, there are other steps that should be taken. The skateboard should be the proper size for the one riding it. It should also be in good repair and have no loose or broken parts. Skateboarding should only be done in areas free of bumps, loose stones, or other objects that could cause the skateboarder to lose control. Knowing how to fall can also help to prevent injury. Children under the age of 5 should not skateboard, and those between the ages of 6 and 10 should have adult supervision while they are skateboarding. Other safety tips will help make skateboarding safe and fun for kids of all ages. The skateboard should be checked frequently for damage. Skateboarding should never be done in the street or at night, and a skateboarder should never ride while holding onto a car or bicycle. Only one person should ride a skateboard at a time. Skateboards do not have brakes, so skating downhill should be done cautiously. For those who don't want to take the risk, but still want to enjoy the thrill, nowadays there are online skateboarding games where one experiences the thrill of skateboarding in this amazingly realistic game. In this game, your objective is to jump and perform tricks just like a professional skateboarder. But of course, nothing feels like the real thing.
When I talk about skateboarding, it's funny. People say, you know what? We fail 999 times before we get that last trick. It takes us 1,000 times to learn things, and we never give up. We go over and over and over. So it's amazing. And those are skill sets that will take people through the rest of their life.
skateboarding, anyone?
That was the replay of our feature on skateboarding. We hope you now know more about this cool and edgy sport.
Well, we've reached the end of our show for today.
But before we say goodbye, we would like to take time in reading some of the emails we've received from our buddies watching us. Gia from Mississauga writes, Maganda ang show niyo at very entertaining. Please feature more celebrities from the Philippines kasi na-miss ko na sila. Cora from Etobicoke writes, what is your replay schedule? Sometimes I miss your airing. Cora, we air every other Sunday with replays on Thursdays at 4:30 a.m. and 6:30 p.m.
From Michael of Brampton, 2 thumbs up. I love your show.
If you have some comments, suggestions, or topics you would like us to feature, please email us at brunchtv@yahoo.com.
Or you can like us on our Facebook page at facebook.com/BrunchTV or follow us on twitter.com/BrunchTV.
We hope you've enjoyed our episode today.
Thank you for inviting us into your homes. This is Erica Stepatcher.
We hope to see you again on our next episode of Brunch. This is your brunch buddy, Eric Angelo.